Paula Coomber, Seaside Radio. I'm in Remars with Jane Moxon. Try and get your name right. What are we doing here today, Jane?
Well, we're having an open day to try and inform the public about what we're actually wanting to do with Remars. It's been a very prominent public house in the town, and people are quite fond of it.
Yeah.
And I think people actually want to know what we're going to do with it, how we're going to spend the money on it, where we've got the money from, and
all that sort
what
of
the
thing.
plans are for the building. Really, we want to try and allay some public fears of.
There has been quite a bit of correspondence in the Gazette, people saying, why do we need it? How can you answer these people?
Well, we've done a lot of consultations over the last few years. It was certainly kicked off when we were doing the town plan back in 2009, and it has continued ever since, really, with the Regeneration Partnership. We've done a lot of different consultations with people, not just the town questionnaire. People tend to think that's the only one we did. It's not. We've done a lot more since.
Of course.
And the overall opinion of the people who we have consulted has been that they need a community place to call their own. We've had a lot of people say, well, the village is all off a village hall. Well, it's got a lovely one. Scaffolding's got a lovely one.
Yes.
Why haven't we got one? Well, why haven't we got one? We should have one, and that's what we're trying to achieve, really.
Yeah, I remember in the town plan, I read all through it, and there was something about building the Meridian Centre.
Yes.
Which you now intend to rename this as the Meridian?
Yes, I think so. I mean, that seems to be the general consensus, that we're still going to stick with that name. The original Meridian Centre, as you know, was for an iconic building on the seafront, which was part of a much, much bigger regeneration scheme. And that particular building, it would have looked something like the Deep or something in Hull. It was very, impressive
but
building.
Not quite Withernsea.
No, possibly not, no. But it was going to be in the region, that building alone, in the region of £4.5 million. Now with the credit crunch and all the rest of it, it's become apparent that is not going to happen, certainly within the next 10 years. And really, we want something now. People are telling us they want somewhere to go and take the kids to watch a film. They want somewhere where the dance crew can go, somewhere where they can have a golden wedding. And that's not to say that we want to take any
away from
business
shores.
Away from no, absolutely not. There are other organisations in the town, as you said, the shores, the cafes. We don't want to open a commercial cafe.
No.
We want to cater for the events that we're going to put on. But no, we don't want to go head to head with any of the businesses in town. That's not what we want to do. We know that they're struggling as it is, and we want to help them by trying to bring more people into the town. It's not just about people in Withernsea either.
No.
This is the service centre for the whole of South Holderness. So if we can bring people in, people come in from the villages to go to the doctors, to go to the banks.
Of course.
If we can bring them in to come to an events centre as well.
Yeah. And
it all adds to the local economy, really.
Are we talking evenings as well?
Yes.
Would there be something here perhaps to get the youngsters off the street?
Yes, absolutely. We're trying to look at all the different age groups, from toddlers to OAPs. And what we're trying to do today is to get suggestions from all those different age groups to say, if you were to come here, what would you like to do? What would you like to see? What events do you enjoy going to? Is it something we could do here rather than you doing the 40-mile round trip into Hull?
True.
And certainly people who don't drive, the time factor is significant, and the cost.
Of course.
A family to go to the pictures in Hull, if they don't drive, you're looking at £50 probably to take a couple of kids to see a movie in town. Well, it's we
if
would
we
like
could do
to
it
be
here.
able to do that here for local people and keep it local. Yeah, that's what we would like to do. How
long a timescale do you anticipate before we start having events here?
Well, it depends really on the level of renovation that we actually do on the building. As you know, we've only got the keys for it last week, so we've only had the building a week.
Right.
So, the architects are working on plans at the moment, and obviously there'll be estimates and contracts to sort out and things.
This
But
is a lovely building that people
is.
are fond of.
Yes.
So you're not going to take away the character, are you?
Hopefully not. No, we don't want to trash it. I mean, it is a lovely building. It does have a charm of its own, and it would be a shame to do anything to destroy that. We wouldn't want to do that. There will be necessary changes to make because we want to have a new home for the town council as well, because we've way outgrown the one we've got, and also the rentable offices so that we can get an income for the building, but also the community side of things as well. So a rentable meeting room and the facilities upstairs for a huge community hall. So there will be necessary alterations to make to be able to facilitate those things, but hopefully we can do it sympathetically, cost effectively, and we don't want to make it a generic village hall that's got no character or no face. That's not what we want to do.
That would upset a lot of
I'm sure it would, and quite rightly so. And
so we're talking weeks or months rather than years.
It'll be months. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would say probably middle to the middle of this year, hopefully.
I must admit, from a personal point of view, I would love to see a cinema in Withernsea. I know there used to be some here. What sort of ideas do you think?
Well, that is something that we have considered, and that, in actual fact, was the top priority for. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. The top priority was McDonald's. When we asked children, and up to 19 years old, that was the top priority. They wanted a cinema in the town. So there's various ways that we can deliver that. We're looking into all the options now. There is funding available for different things to do with providing cinema things, and there's also like a cinema pool that various town councils and art organisations belong to. It may be that we may be able to join in on that particular facility, and whether it's a travelling cinema or something like that. I know certainly they do it at Paul Village Hall. That is all things that we're looking at. There's a huge amount of stuff to look at all at the same time, but it will come in one shape or form. It will come.
And you think the people of Withernsea will warm to this as they get more used to it?
I hope they will. It's we're absolutely convinced it is the right thing to do. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't. Of course not. But we do need the people of Withernsea to get behind it and push it as well. And it will succeed if the people of Withernsea will support it. And that's what we're hoping for. And we're hoping that today it's their opportunity to come and talk. The town council office is open at any time for anybody to come and ask. If they've got any questions or queries or moans or groans or anything, just give us a ring and ask, and we'll answer as best we can. But today, really, we've found out that what is really bothering people is, how much does it cost? How much you're going to spend on it? What effect is that going to have on their rates? That's the main thing that we've been asked today.
At this time of year when everything, I mean, gas, electric's gone up, everybody are getting worried about.
Yeah, and quite rightly so. You can see why people are concerned about it. And the town council are absolutely committed to try and use the money that they do have better, use it in a more sustainable way, probably, and try and provide this facility without having to put the full cost of it on the rate. So the only way we can do that is by making savings elsewhere, and the only way we can make the savings is to do things a bit smarter than we do them now.
Of course. So if we could find something for the youngsters to do rather than go around and graffiti or vandalise, that would save having
That's
the
right.
clean-up costs
It
for a
would,
start,
absolutely,
wouldn't it?
yes, it would, yeah. And say this facility, we want it for everybody to be able to use it. So, I mean, my daughter's here today, and she's in a band, and she said, you know, there's loads of kids that have got nowhere to practice their band.
That's
You know,
it.
and while they're practicing, they're all getting together. They're in a safe environment, they're not getting into trouble. They're just doing what they love to do. And
and as in the middle of winter, it is freezing today.
That's right.
What a nicer place to be than inside in this building,
That's
staying warm and doing what you enjoy doing.
That's right, yes, yeah, it is. And as you can see, it's a nice ambience in here as it is now, and we hope to be able to keep that. And we would like people to think, well, you know, I'm quite fond of Remars. It'll probably always be referred to as Remars, regardless of what we call it. But people are fond of it, and you know, if they can come in and say, well, actually, they've done quite a good job here. They've not trashed it, and I'm quite comfortable in here. That would be our job done, really. Yeah.
There might be a lot of people who didn't come in here simply because it was a pub and they don't drink or something.
Yeah.
Now will be the opportunity for them to come in and do something very different.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, that's become apparent this morning, you know, with some of the people who have come in. They've never been in before, and they've got no concept of how huge this building is. I mean, it is a massive building inside. And, you know, once they've had a look round, no idea it was like this, you know. And when they actually see the potential that this building has, you know, I mean, that's one of the reasons we wanted this one in particular, because of its location. It's right in the town centre. It has our own car park behind it, so parking's never going to be a problem. So, and the size of the building, the age of the building, it's well built.
Of course.
And it's just, everybody knows where it is. It's just perfect for what we want it for, really. So.
Well, I sincerely hope that people get behind you, support this enterprise. I'll certainly be looking in and see what's going on.
Well, and say our doors are always open. If anybody wants to come, either here, I can always come bring them down and have a look if they want to come and have a look. But you know, just ask the question. Nobody's going to be judgmental or anything. We'll just you know,
well, I've always found all the
you
councils very approachable,
yes.
which isn't always the case in towns.
Try to be.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.